Welcome to this Bridgewater Now update. I'm John Locke. The town has begun releasing the number of COVID-19 cases here in Bridgewater on its website. On the homepage, bridgewaterma.org, there is a link for you to click that will send you to another page that has the number of reported COVID-19 cases and the number of cases off quarantine. These numbers don't reflect positive cases that have now recovered. As of this taping, there has been one local death to report due to the virus here in Bridgewater. The state also releases weekly town-specific cases on Wednesdays, and that reflects the total number of cases, including those that have been released off quarantine and fully recovered. We have the two links for the town and state websites regarding COVID-19 cases on the bottom of your screen. Bridgewater State University police need your help in identifying these two individuals that you see on your screen right now. On Monday, April 20th, the two pit bulls that you see attacked another dog on the campus, and the dog that was attacked is at a vet but is seriously injured. There aren't many details to report, unfortunately, but what we can tell you is these pictures that you see on your screen were taken on April 20th, just before 7 p.m. And if you have any information on the attack or identifying the owners, you are asked to call the BSU Police Department. That number is 508-531-1212. The Drug Enforcement Association is asking everybody to keep prescription medications safe and secure until they can properly dispose of them. The DEA holds National Prescription Drug Take-Back Days twice a day, and one of those days was originally scheduled to be this Saturday, but given the circumstances of the world, that has been postponed to a later date. The acting administrator of the administration had this to say regarding the safe handling of prescription medications, quote, "Protecting the health and safety of our communities is DEA's top priority, especially during the unprecedented public health emergency. With Americans at home, families need to be even more vigilant and keep prescription medications safe, secure, and out of the reach of children and others in the household." In the meantime, the administration is asking everyone to clean out their medicine cabinets and secure unused, unwanted, and expired medications until the next National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day is scheduled. On Tuesday, Massachusetts Governor Charlie Baker announced that schools here in the Bay State would be closed for the remainder of the school year, and that includes the BR School District. And although in-classroom learning has been discontinued since the middle of March, virtual learning has become the new normal for students, teachers, and parents. Earlier, I had a chance to talk to the superintendent of the district, Derek Swenson, about the virtual learning and more. Since I believe the middle of March, maybe the end of March, students have been switched really from in-classroom learning to virtual learning. So have you heard any feedback from teachers, principals, and you have students of your own in your family? So do you have any feedback surrounding the virtual learning, which I'd imagine has been a real adjustment for some people?
We did work very hard together collectively to put together a remote learning plan for our students. The admin team worked very hard through, and we kind of went around with guidance that we were receiving through conference calls with the Commissioner of Education. We put together our plan. We worked collectively with our teachers and support staff to put together a plan that we felt as though would be feasible in terms of the implementation at home, knowing that parents are home with students working from home remotely themselves because of social distancing. So we wanted to make sure that it was something that was rigorous in terms of the students being able to keep on track academically, but not overly burdensome that it made it difficult for parents to implement it at home while they had other responsibilities as well. I will say, as soon as we put our plan together, the commissioner did come out with some guidelines. We were then able to kind of marry the two together, and we were able to distribute that plan in early April. Mr. Powers, our assistant superintendent, did a great video tutorial that walked parents through it. And to this day, it's still, our primary focus is the health and well-being of students, families, in our staff, and communities at large. And we stressed that through the entire remote learning plan. We realized that the remote learning plan is going to be difficult for some, especially if they are impacted, God forbid, by themselves with COVID, or a family member that they may need to take care of. So the key to this whole plan, we've said from the beginning too, is flexibility.
The announcement came down Tuesday that Governor Baker ordered all schools to remain shut down for in-classroom learning for the remainder of the school year. So as a superintendent, what is your first reaction?
Well, I will tell you this, I will say from the beginning, we've had a lot of communication with the Commissioner of Education, Jeff Riley, and the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education all the way through this process. And we realize that, where we are in regard to the pandemic, and this not only being a situation within the Commonwealth, but throughout our nation and globally. So we understand that, measures have to be taken. I feel as though, seeing how social distancing has really helped us in, somewhat flattening the curve, and that we need to continue that practice along with other health-related practices. I understand where the governor is coming from. I agree with his decision. It's just a point right now, especially that they're considering that the Commonwealth of Massachusetts is in the surge of this as well. And even post-surge of the COVID-19 pandemic, it is going to be a situation where we're still going to have to put guidelines in place in order for people to remain safe in regards to social distancing. So, a lot of people think about schools. I think about, just the bus ride into schools with 60 students in a bus. So there are a lot of moving parts to this situation. And I know it's difficult for folks at the state and federal level to make these decisions. And it's very difficult for us at the local level to make these decisions. But we're all doing it based upon the health and safety and well-being of our students, our families, our staff, and our communities at large.
There's been one topic on social media I've been reading about, and that is the topic of graduation. Has there been a contingency plan maybe discussed as far as a graduation to try and celebrate the accomplishment of these students that have spent 12 years maybe in the district or in learning?
Yes. I will say my heart breaks for all of our kids right now, but there's a special spot in my heart for the class 2020. And through all of this, I've thought about all of, you go through 13 years, basically, of public education from kindergarten up to 12th grade. And this is the year really that should be kind of the swan song, where you're going out and you're enjoying the seniors, you're the leaders of the building. You have all kinds of end of year activities that you are part of with the senior sale and our academic awards and our scholarship nights. And of course, the greatest one being that of graduation. Throughout this whole time, we've been trying to hold on to hope that we would be able to have a traditional graduation ceremony on May 29th. Once we kind of started to get a sense that, because of, the data that was out there, and that the fact that, the Commonwealth of Massachusetts was on, the edge of entering a surge due to this pandemic, we started to kind of see the writing on the wall a little bit and figured that May 4th was probably not going to be a return date. And for the most part, probably we weren't going to return for the remainder of the year. With that, prior to the, announcement by Governor Baker yesterday, we started to come up with some contingency plans. What are the things that we could do for our seniors that may not be the traditional graduation ceremony, but would give them something in regards to their memory of their senior year. So we did start talking about virtual graduation, having students create slides of themselves, maybe with what their future plans are, or some type of motto or saying that they want to pass along to their classmates and communities. We would still have all of the same, folks doing our speeches and, and whatnot. And then we would put it together with the help of BTV, because you guys are tremendous in helping us with all of the different things that we do from an audiovisual standpoint for our district and community. We would put that together in montage form and present that, with the understanding that should we flatten this curve, and should the state tell us and the governor tell us that, it is safe for us, say in sometime in July or August, that we could get collectively together to have some type of traditional ceremony, of course, that's the direction we want to go. So we're still kind of stating that, we're going to want to put the virtual piece in place, with the hopes that come July, August, we can still have some type of traditional um, graduation ceremony, either on the football field or in the gymnasium at the high school. So again, none of us have a crystal ball. We can't tell you what July or August is going to bring, but I will say that our students have earned, and most importantly, they deserve a traditional ceremony. And if it is safe enough to do so, we will make sure that we plan and provide that for them.
This was a portion of my interview with the superintendent. We also discussed the resiliency of students and teachers during tough times and the district's Upside Down Frown Challenge. The full interview will be available on BTV, btvaccess.com, and on our social media channels as well, coming up next week. Turning to your health, many parents are trying to navigate working from home while kids are also schooling from home. Doctors say these times, while challenging, can also provide families an opportunity to take advantage of the extra time together.
I think it's a great idea to try and reframe these experiences and look at what you can do together. Maybe playing more family game nights, watching movies together, trying to find a positive, getting outside and playing more, walking the dog together.
Trying to juggle work responsibilities while helping little ones with schoolwork can feel overwhelming. Some parents worry that extra time at home means kids will spend the whole day on their electronic devices. The goal is to keep things as normal as possible and limit screen time, also when possible. While dealing with unprecedented times, we are reminded that it's okay to give ourselves a break from regular rules and be flexible.
We have our typical limits and we should try and enforce those, but it's also important to be kind to yourself. And we need to be creative about what are we going to do instead. Listening to audiobooks, cleaning out a closet, putting together old puzzles, looking through photo albums, just being creative and engaging activities that are not based on screens.
It's important to recognize that it's going to take some time for parents and children to adjust to more time at home, so practice is key. Thank you for watching this Bridgewater Now update. I'm John Locke.